Uh-oh! Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Oh, excuse me, ladies, coming through. Guess what day? Ooh, popcorn! Hey, guess what? Popcorn!
Oh, you put extra butter, huh? Nice.
What day is it? What's today? What? What? Do I have popcorn in my teeth?
I mean, we talked for a long time.
Hey, Mike! Guess what day it is? It's movie day! Turn off your cell phone!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I would like to take this time to welcome you to West Middle School. When you arrive at West Middle School, the doors will open at 7:30. You can enter the building if the sign says in, but you must stay out if the sign says stay out. At 7:20, students who eat breakfast will be allowed to come inside. Students should line up and wait for a teacher to allow them to get their breakfast. And once you get your breakfast, don't forget to pay. With breakfast in hand, the student will report to the first available seat. The next person will sit next to the previous person until the table is filled. When you are finished with your breakfast, throw the items away and proceed outside. Students are allowed to enter the building at 7:20 to put their band instruments away and see a teacher if, and only if, they have a note from that teacher. If the student does not have a pass, he or she will be asked to report to the office, the teacher will be notified, and the student will then be allowed to report to the teacher's room. For those of you who are not aware, we do live in Iowa, and weather changes constantly. So, on those days where that bad weather is coming in, what you need to do is report to the cafeteria. Now that you have entered the cafeteria, a teacher will instruct you to have a seat at one of the designated tables. Once all tables are full, please report down by the gym and stand along the wall. When a teacher dismisses you, 6th and 7th grade students will go to the right to report to their pods. 8th grade students will go to the left when dismissed by a teacher. At the main entrance, all 6th grade students and 7th grade girls will line up. The only students that line up at these doors are the 8th grade and 7th grade boys. In these designated areas, please keep your hands and feet to yourself at all times, and remember, be safe.
Welcome back.
Sixth and 7th grade students reporting through the main doors will walk to the right and go directly to your pod. The 8th and 7th grade students reporting through the 8th grade doors will walk to the left and go directly to their pod. Once students reach the pod, they will report directly to their lockers. Once at your locker, students will drop off all personal items and pick up books necessary for class. Please make sure to use the restroom. Wash your hands, get a drink before the 7:45 bell. Your homeroom teacher will mark you tardy if you arrive after 7:45. Any student arriving to school after 8 a.m. will have to report to the office to get a pass. When walking through the halls, remember, we always walk to the right. The only exception to walking to the right is when you go through the commons and you need to report to Mod Tech, Fax, or Art. If you don't walk to the right, traffic jams will occur. Traffic runs better when we all walk to the right. Make sure you walk to the right when going to lunch. When you enter the lunchroom, you need to decide whether you're going to the right line or the left line.
Ready, set, go!
At this point, you must wait for the teacher to allow you in to get your lunch.
Ready, steady, go!
After you get your lunch and pay for it, please report to the first available seat and the next person will sit after you.
Ready, steady, go!
Once everyone is seated, please raise your hand if you need anything. Once seated, please remain in your own seat and keep your hands and feet to yourself at all times. When finished eating, please pick up all your garbage and throw it away. You will then proceed outside for recess. Please be careful when crossing the street to get to the field. You will be notified when it is time to report back into the school. Remember to look both ways before crossing the street to go back into school. Once students enter the building, please proceed back to the pod in an orderly fashion. During class, students should locate the objective and write it in their assignment book. Students will also use their assignment books as a pass to leave the classroom. You will need to show these passes when you reach your destination. Seventh and 8th grade will enter the gym from the south side, while 6th grade enters from the north. Students will fill the bleachers starting at the top, working their way down toward the floor. During an assembly, make sure whenever a speaker is at the microphone, you are silent and you are listening. When being dismissed, please do not walk on the bleachers, use the stairs. All will be dismissed back to their pods. When leaving for the day, 8th graders should leave out the doors closest to their pod. When 6th and 7th grade leave for the day, they may use the doors by the 8th grade pod, the main front doors, or the courtyard doors. When leaving, make sure you look both ways when crossing all streets. Once you leave West Middle School, please only use designated crosswalks to cross the street. Jaywalking is a no-no. If you are a student that rides the bus, quickly report to your bus because all buses shall leave 8 minutes after the dismissal bell. You enter and exit the bus through the front door only. There is no yelling, pushing, or kicking while on the bus. Remember that riding the bus is a privilege, not a right. If you misbehave, you may be removed. When walking home, don't walk through other people's yards or climb on their fences. You should not touch or damage other people's property on your journey home. Remember, also be respectful of all others walking home. Please stay on all sidewalks or designated walking areas. This will give you the best chance of staying out of trouble. When walking home and snow is on the ground, please do not pick it up. Snow needs to remain on the ground and should never be thrown. When a teacher stops you for redirection, you must first stop, look, listen, and acknowledge by saying yes or a nod. Remember, West Middle School is a no-bully zone. If a student feels they are being bullied or has witnessed bullying, please report it to a teacher or a trusted adult. Here at West Middle School, permanent markers and Sharpie pens are not allowed. All electronics should be shut off and placed in your locker. These devices should stay in your locker at all times until the day is over. If you are caught with an electronic device, it will be taken from you till the end of the day.
Ready, steady, go!
Skateboards, rollerblades, and Heelys are not allowed to be brought to West Middle School.
Ready,
Bikes may be ridden, but they must be walked on school property. And remember, as always, no weapons allowed on school property. When school rules are not obeyed, it's kind of like playing with TNT. As you can see, this can really mess things up and destroy the school.